Welcome to Dale Vlog, and I'm going to provide you a review of Pompeii in Italy. So first, you end up walking to this area where you can get this, it's an amazing amphitheater. It's very interesting, and you can see the way it's constructed with arches all around the side. Very typical Roman construction as we walk through the tunnels here, and even the old brick is exposed, which is really interesting to me. Now, as you walk down here, as likely where a lot of the citizens would have walked through, the citizens of Pompeii, as they went to see the games. And in this place were gladiatorial matches, where Pompeii was very notorious for having large and grandiose matches. And when you come outside, this is what you see all around. A lot of the seating is a bit in disrepair with grass growing on top of it, which is to be expected. And in this building, we have a lot of the deceased bodies from the action that happened in the volcanic eruption. And here you see a lot of the deceased still in the positions in which they died. See, they didn't tell us whether these were molds or whether these were actual individuals, but I would suspect they were likely the molds, because in this room it was incredibly humid and very hot, which I think would be really bad for preservation quality. So be prepared for the humidity if you're here in the summer. And back outside, you can see the large view around. Very gorgeous, and would have seated a large number of people. Now we're walking through the streets, it almost feels like you're walking through the Roman city like it was before. You can even see like the wear tracks there where the carriages would have gone, and those steps where people would have walked across, because likely there'd be flooding in Pompeii. As you can see through the streets here, it just feels like you're immersed in an actual land, and the water is usable, so you will be able to have bottled water to take off right from the tap there and not be dehydrated, because dehydration can be really bad in Pompeii because of the heat in Italy. Again, a lot of tourists around, but it's not too bad here. And so when you reach out through the streets, you get to the Forum, and where they had a lot of temples and a lot of the religious activity and the public administrative and civil activities for the city. They have a lot of these archaeological remains that they found, which include ceramics, just a whole warehouse full of it that you can see. Over here we have the baths, where the women and the men would be in this complex to have their, I think, daily baths that Roman citizens would go to of Pompeii. The ceilings are beautifully decorated and very well, good preservation quality. There's a lot of the colors still on the walls, but of course you can tell they're very eroded in some places. And you would have, like I said, the seating here on the sides, like a sauna room, and where I guess they would have the sauna experience, and then back out to the streets. So you can walk around and go see a lot of the houses, because what Pompeii is notorious for is having all of these big rich people's houses all throughout the city, because you essentially are immersed into a city that was just covered by a volcanic eruption, and so you're finding everything back in how it was back then in a lot of ways. And people lived in the city, of course. So we have, let's say, a little thing here, a little atrium. This is reconstruction. A lot of things are reconstructions. Of course, we have the gardens here that are maintained, which are very nice. You could tell they had a lot of Greek influence in this one house, where they have a depiction of a battle by Alexander the Great, which is a very interesting tidbit if you want to look for it. And then the most interesting part was the brothel. So example, that was a bed where a woman would do their job, and they would advertise through all these various images that you would see on the wall. Or not just advertisement, but also apparently it was meant to be almost like a pornographic stimulant for men to, I guess, get them ready to do their job, to have their fun. And there's the penis carved in the ground, and this is actually historical, so they would do that to guide people towards the brothel. And so you have that. There's another theater there for poetry. This is the gladiatorial area where they actually would be trained for the gladiatorial matches that are very popular in this city. Now, this place was amazing, and I would give it a rating of 10 out of 10. It was essentially a city submersed by a volcanic eruption, and there's nothing you can get better than this in the entire world. This is something you have to see once in your lifetime. Put it on your bucket list. And one thing to advise you in the city of Pompeii: do not stay at Hotel Astoria. The owners there are very difficult for foreigners, and I had a bad experience there. Do not go there. Also, in the modern city of Pompeii, there's a big prostitute industry, so that's something to watch out for. You don't want to be harassed by prostitutes, or if you're a woman, be mistaken as one. So just stay clear of that industry, and you should be fine.